Patty, and welcome back into my kitchen. It's time to get cooking here. So I have done, I think, 2 videos now since the husband's been home on cooking, and so I have a third one for you today. My cousin requested that I do a recipe for meatloaf. Now I have done 2 different recipes for meatloaf. I did one that was like a copycat of the Cracker Barrel, and then I did one that was just my own. This one's kind of the same as my own, but basically what it is, I just look in the refrigerator, see what I have, that's what's going in the bowl. Okay, so there's really, meatloaf is such a giving thing. There's no really right or wrong with meatloaf, and if you don't like a certain something, you just don't put it in there. Okay, so let's get started. I have here, I got the 93% lean because I do like for meatloaf to have it lean, and then I don't have to drain out so much oil from it, so much fat. So I have 1.32 pounds of ground lean beef here that we are going to start off with in the bowl. Simply just going to pop that right into the bowl. And then I got the mild Italian sausage. And any kind of sausage you like. If you like spicy, go for that. I can't do spicy anything because I'm a little wimpy wimp. So I just did the mild Italian because it's got some nice flavors of sage and garlic in there. And we're going to go ahead and stick that right into the bowl as well. Alright, so I have not touched the meat with my hands, so I'm going to continue on, okay? The next thing I have here is some ranch dressing mix, the dry ranch dressing mix. It gives it a lot of flavor, and it's just so easy. My friend Jerry, she showed me this about 17 years ago. That's how she makes it. And I was like, brilliant. So, 1 package of ranch dressing into the bowl. Now I've got 3 eggs here. I used to only use 1 or 2, but when I did the Cracker Barrel imitation, they had me use, I think, 4. And I don't know, something makes it, I think the eggs make it a little fluffier, and it also binds everything together that you're putting in your meatloaf. So 3 eggs into the bowl. And then, instead of using Italian dry breadcrumbs or just breadcrumbs, I'm going to use Ritz crackers because I have a whole bunch. They're starting to get a little stale. This one was. And then I have a new pack here. We're going to open that up and use that as well. Usually I would say just use 1 sleeve. But I used 1 sleeve and about 4 more crackers because those crackers were getting stale. And, you know, you don't really enjoy to eat them when they're stale, but if they're going in the meatloaf, nobody cares because it's going to get all cooked up. I love Ritz crackers, butter rounds, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I am going to wash my hands now. Alright, so we're still building to our little empire here. And the next thing I'm going to put in is I have about, a quarter of a bag. Technically it's probably a half a bag because they don't fill them up all the way. Of this Mexican style cheese. And I'm just going to add that in there. You don't have to put cheese in, but if you have it, go for it. And then I had some minced garlic in the refrigerator. I got this at Grocery Outlet quite a while ago, so I'm just going to put a nice healthy tablespoon in there. And I'm going to put about a half a cup of milk. I never put milk until I did the Cracker Barrel one, and it calls for a little bit of milk. And that recipe tasted so darn good that I'm just going to keep that up. Now, I had about a half a container of mushrooms that I opened them up to use them for an omelet that I made for, it wasn't really an omelet, it was more like a scramble that I made for my husband and I for breakfast yesterday morning. And so, we love mushrooms in just about anything. Mushrooms are just awesome. But when they're this big, we like to just give them a little bit of, chop them up a little bit so that they will cook down better for you and you don't get this big old bite. You get it nice and nice and chopped up. And you don't have to be all precise about it, you know. If you don't like mushrooms, then you simply don't have to put them in. If you don't have mushrooms in your refrigerator and you don't want to spend the extra money, that's okay too. But I'm just kind of using up what I have in the refrigerator. And next I had one bell pepper, a red bell pepper, and I'm going to use that red bell pepper and put it right here in the meatloaf. So it smells so good. Once again, it's not something that you have to be perfect when you're cutting it up, you know, because all this is going to bake down, but we don't want huge chunks in there. So we try to get them small if possible. So windy at our house, you guys. It's been windy here for 3 days. And it's not cold. It's not cold. It's like, it was 67 today. Nice and sunny and beautiful outside, but so windy that you just don't want to go out there because everything's blowing away. It's not like I could enjoy doing yard work. It's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. But then I'm back to work tomorrow, so it's not like I could go work out in the yard tomorrow anyways. So I told my husband tonight, you have your choice of meatloaf, Portuguese steak, which I'm sure if you've watched me for a while, you've seen me make it, or pork tenderloin, and he picked meatloaf. I think he gets tired of my Portuguese steak because I make it so much, but I do love it. All right, put that on in there. And just, we do have a little bit of extra on this stem. I'm trying to be better about that. Usually I would just throw that away, but not today. What do you think about those apples, huh? It's pretty nice, I mean. And the last thing I'm going to put in here is a half of an onion. I could put the whole onion, but you know, I don't need the whole onion, and I'll save the half onion, and I'll use it up in no time at all. I saw Rhoda Stone yesterday. She was making bean burritos. Oh my gosh. Sounded so good. And I love bean burritos with cheese and raw chopped up onions. I love it. So I can save that half an onion, and we'll use that for maybe bean burritos one day this week. Alright, just going to cut this onion up. This one's not burning my eyes too bad, so that's nice. Sometimes, whew, sometimes they are so potent, but this one's not. But I do love onions. Some people do not like onions, and that's alright, and you just don't put them in. Alright. So those are all the ingredients that are going into our meatloaf. I've got my 9x13 pan here. Hey, did you guys notice I got a haircut? I told her, whack it off. The older I get, the less I want to mess with it. So it feels so good. All right, we're going to spray this with some Pam. I'm going to take off my wedding ring for this because I wanted this all ready. I'm going to mix all this together. I did wash my hands, you saw, so they are clean. Get this all mixed nice and evenly, all mixed in there. All those different juices. I have my oven preheating right, oh, it just went off. Preheating at 350. I'm going to put it in the oven for 45 minutes. And I'm going to come back and add some, a topping to go on top of it, like a ketchup topping. But I like to cook it first for 45 minutes so that it can cook for a while and cook down, and we can drain out all that fat. Too many crickets, it's all over the place. So, okay, we're going to even this out into our pan. I don't know for the life of me how to cook a meatloaf for 2 people. So, this will be leftovers for a couple days, which I'm okay with that. We love leftovers. All right, look at that, all beautiful. And I'm going to wash my hands again. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go bake this for 45 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you what I'm going to put on as a topping, and then we'll bake it again, and we'll be back to do a taste test. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm back. So I have taken the meatloaf out of the oven, and I'm going to drain out the excess grease, fat, whatever you want to call it, out of here, so that it's not so oily. And we really don't have a whole lot because I used the lean ground beef, so that is awesome. So we're going to set that off to the side. There's hardly any, so I'm actually really happy with that. And now I'm going to show you what I use to make my topping, okay? So we're going to use 1 cup of ketchup. One generous cup, you know what I'm saying? Alright, 1 cup of ketchup. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. One and 2. I might have to put this in a Ziploc bag just to make sure it stays fresh. I'll fiddle with that later. And then 2 tablespoons of mustard. Any kind of mustard is fine. So this is the spicy brown mustard. Oops. Alright, you know what? That was a generous one, so let's do a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to mix this all together. And then we're just simply going to spread it right over the top of our meatloaf. See if you guys can see this. I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 15 minutes. The meatloaf really is cooked. I probably could have cooked it only for about 35, but that's all right. I'm going to spread this out all evenly Put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes, just so that this topping warms up and bakes into the meat a little bit. And then I shall return. Okay. Okay guys, I'm back. And I have, oops, let me turn this off. I took it out just a few minutes early because everything else was done. But here is my meatloaf. And I can smell the brown mustard really strong, which makes me think maybe I put too much mustard in because I'm not a big mustard lover. So I don't know how I'm going to like this because I can really smell the mustard. It's hot too. It'll be okay. It's very good. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, because there's the meatloaf recipe from me. Hope you enjoy it, and I know that you can adjust anything because you're an amazing cook and baker as well. My cousin, she's a super good cook and baker. She should make videos, she really should. So, anyways, okay guys, have a great day. I'm going to go enjoy dinner, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.